All right. I believe we are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm Cindy Hernandez. I'm a licensed massage therapist, NLP practitioner, and immigrant identity coach. So I help humans from cultural backgrounds release the limitations that have been placed on us or that we place on ourselves and start to create from a space of infinite love and creating from a space of loving yourself. And that's what I do.
And my name is Valeri McLaughlin, intuitive heart healer, energy artist, and spiritual guides. And I help light beings connect to their heart center magic so that they can live a life full of love, guided and supported by their higher self and intuition. How are you today, Cindy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. I went for a walk yesterday, and today I'm feeling good. How about you?
I think we were both on similar paths yesterday and going for a walk on the beach.
Yeah.
I'm doing good today.
Yeah. So we wanted to talk a little bit about just taking that time for yourself just to go for a walk. That's it. That's all you have to really do. And just like it clears your head up. And for some people it's exercise. Like I remember when I would exercise like daily, that's something that would come up. It would allow me to express my thoughts in a clear way, and it would allow things to flow through. And this was something like I don't usually go to the beach. It's like just not, I don't know, it's not my favorite thing to do, but yesterday I felt called to do it. I like hiking. I like going like in nature and doing all of those things. And the beach is just
Beach
hasn't
is
been one of
nature.
those things. What is it?
I said the beach is nature.
Yeah, but it's not like hiking. I don't know. It's just different. The sand. I don't know. It's something about it. It's still relaxing. Yes, I do like it, but it's not my favorite. So like this year I've barely gone, especially with the COVID thing. Like I haven't really gone out at all. And yesterday I felt called like you need to go out and just write down everything that's coming up for you, all of the emotions, all, and just like allow things to flow through. And that's what I did. I went for a walk by myself, without any kids, without my husband, no, nobody, just by myself. And I took that time and I just walked for about 30 minutes and I allowed my thoughts to come through and I wrote everything down, everything that I was feeling, everything that was bubbling up, and just allowed it to like really release and float away. And you were talking about, you can explain to them what you were talking about.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. Like I was feeling all this energy, like um, even just like dancing, like putting the music on and dancing through. Like I did this, I don't know, the other day when I did laundry, and then I had I was doing it to do some of my morning where I put the music on and dancing, but it wasn't enough to release all this that I was feeling, and um, I felt like I was picking up on the collective consciousness, on what was going on around, uh, and uh, and and I was like, okay, I need to get outside. I need the assistance of Mother Earth to help me through this. I need to get outside. I need to walk. So I went down, and it was beautiful out. I went down to the ocean, and I was walking on the beach. I think I did like 3 miles because I just had that much to like burn off. But I did my live in the group on there. But then I also went on TikTok because I do those too sometimes. And I was like, what I said on TikTok, I think was different than what I said in the group. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember specifically I was on there and I said, do something spontaneous. Like if you're feeling it, it's like do something spontaneous, do something playful, do something that you love, that you and I have the opportunity right now to be able to stop what I was doing and go do this because I work for myself and I didn't have any clients at that moment. And so, but if you're not able to do that, pause, take a few deep breaths, step outside, pull up your favorite scene of Mother Nature on your computer and just take that moment. But as I'm walking on the beach, I am asking the ocean to release and take away anything that is not serving me, anything that is not mine, anything that is not of my vibration or higher, and take it out to the ocean and just release all that I'm carrying. And by the time I got done the 3 mile walk, it was amazing. Like I felt so much different, so much better. I was like, whew, I can breathe
Yeah.
so easily.
Yeah. It's like takes like this weight off. And I don't know, like when I did it yesterday, like I just sat in my car afterwards and I was like, oh, this feels good. Like I felt good. Like I let tears fall. I let my emotions just, come out. And I forgave a lot of things that I didn't even know I was holding on to. Like there was this, I was telling you that I had this story around my dad that, this hurt story. Like he left us and I didn't expect him to be so weak. And that I didn't expect him to be weak in the form of him dying. I thought he was going to be stronger than COVID. I thought he was going to beat COVID and all that stuff. And it was just a story that I told myself subconsciously. I wasn't aware that I was thinking that until like I started writing it down and I was like, wow, that's deep. And then I had to tell myself, that doesn't make him less of a man that he died from that, or it doesn't make him less of my father that he passed away from those things. And it's just I understood it when it happened. Like I didn't allow myself to maybe grieve the way that I should have, or maybe that's just how it needed to be. But I don't know, when I felt him pass, I was like, I felt okay with it. So I thought that I wasn't going to grieve as other people grieve, because I was okay with him. Like I've seen him suffer, I've seen him do all of those things, and I was like, this is something that he truly wanted, because he was suffering so much and only he knew his pain. I can't step in to what he was feeling.
Mhm.
And he knew his pain, and he knew that like that was that time, and I felt okay with it. But then as I'm going through, I've realized that I had made a story. I had made that story that he was weak because of that. And it's not true. I mean, if we think about it, no, it's not true. Like he lasted a long time in that ventilator, like more than a lot of people do. And I don't know. It allowed me to release a lot. So I'm very grateful for yesterday, and just taking that time for myself, taking that time to just breathe in something different. Because when we're so cooped up in this house, in the same routine, allowing yourself to take that walk every single day and just allowing yourself to breathe different air.
Mhm. Yeah. And it doesn't have to look the same. Like I said earlier, like
Yeah.
I was dancing to music, and the other day as I was like doing laundry and stuff and just moving through my house, moving from one, and that was enough. But yesterday it wasn't, and I needed to change what I was doing. And sometimes that's what we have to do. Um to make a shift and to do whatever, like you have to make this change, or you feel called to, and you just go on it. And what was beautiful about yesterday? I mean, it was beautiful here in
Yeah.
South Jersey, absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. I call them like bonus days, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
um, and but it was so beautiful because as I was walking back and I was done my walk, there was this woman, and she was like, she must have had headphones on too, because I was dancing too. Not only was I walking, but I was dancing and singing and all those good things at the same time. Um, all expressions that I could get out. And there, I come back like almost to the point where I'm walking on the, I should be walking off the beach, but I was like, I was being in this moment, watching this lady, and she's like dancing and singing, like hands are up. I don't know what she was doing, while her kids played. And the one is like elbows deep in the sand, long pants, long sleeve shirt, actually hoodie like pushed up, elbow deep in the sand. And the other kid is in long pants, this puffy jacket, zipped up, which I don't know why because it was so warm, but like hood almost up in the water, waves crashing, like he's born. And I'm like, look at this mother, or I don't know if it was a mother or if it was just like an aunt, but look at her like honoring the kids and allowing the kids to be who they are and express themselves how they wish to express, and not get mad like, oh my God, like the jacket's going to be soaked, I'm going to have to wash it, like things that we think about. And like that was where my thought went, like, oh my God, like he's getting soaking wet, like, and I'm like, but look at the beautiful moment of this whole thing and just allowing it. And it's like she allowed herself to be in her moment and she allowed the kids to be in their moment. And I was like, this is absolutely beautiful. And this is what we talk about doing, and like talk about people doing, like being that moment, expressing their self however it is, doing whatever activity is to help release those energies. And not, and here I get to see like the picture and all three of them doing it different, and it was just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and
So
it's, as a mom, like that's peace.
mm,
That's really peace when you allow yourself to just have that moment and allow your kids to do whatever the fuck they want and
yeah,
just allow them to just be in that. When I think about the beach and my daughter has curly hair. She always grabs the sand. She loves the sand. So she'll grab the sand and she'll put it all over her, everywhere. Any spot that she thinks, like her hair, her eyes, everywhere. She just enjoys that. I don't yell at her. I don't tell her anything because I'm just like, whatever. She's going to do it anyway. So just might as well. And it brings a peace to me because it's like, okay, I don't have to be on top of her. I don't have to be like, you're getting this in your hair. It's going to take forever to wash it out. No, I'm just like, whatever. And it's just that release too. It's like, oh, okay, we can be here and we can just be. We're gonna
yeah,
get messy anyways.
I like that. We're gonna get messy. And it reminds me of it when we were kids. We were in Brigantine, and it was a group of us. There, we were at a gathering at one of my dad's um, childhood friend's house, and one of his other childhood friends' father, we called him Papa Fitz. He's like, I'm going to take the kids down to the beach, and there was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of us that went down to the beach. And all I can remember is like one of the parents or a bunch of the parents saying, just don't let them go in the water. And he's like, okay. We get down to the beach, boom, right into the water we went. When we got back, and he just like let us, he didn't care. Like he was just gonna let us be whatever we were doing. When he got back, he created this story like one of us tripped over a log at the beach. I fell into the water, and then that just started. It's like he made up a story so the parents could get mad at us. Um, I knew my parents wouldn't be mad because they just, allowed us. But like, I thought it was so funny how he created this whole like story around it to like stop them from getting mad at him and us doing whatever we were doing. But I remember it was just such a fun time, and just to be in that moment, it was a great memory.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many good stories when I think about that too. It's like a lot, we have a bike path here. And a lot of the times we think like, okay, we'll make it to the bike path and then we'll make it back before it starts raining. And most of the time we never make it back, and it always downpours before we even before we even make it back home. I know one time I remember like we were young and we were walking the bike path. On the way back, we got hit so hard by all the rain. And we're like, well, there's no point in going inside now. We're already soaked. So we would just go on the trampoline and just, jump and let the water just pour even more.
Mm-hmm.
But this like it's a process too, because some people are, my mom is like very old school, and this is something that I've been teaching her, is just to allow my daughter to do whatever she wants to do, because she likes getting messy. Like there's puddles, she's jumping in. She doesn't care what she's wearing. It doesn't matter if it's a fancy dress or not. She's going to jump in. You better be prepared for that. And this is something that like really triggered my mom as younger. Like me, like I would never be able to do any of that stuff, because it would be like, no, I just bought you that dress. Those shoes are new. What are you doing? And my daughter, she's like total opposite. She's like, okay, I'm jumping in, whether you have my permission or not. Like I'm going in. And it has been a lesson for my mom, because she doesn't yell at her anymore. She has to like bite her tongue down and be like, okay, she's doing that. She just definitely got that white dress all dirty, but it's
Yeah.
it's fun. It's freedom. it's
Mhm.
freedom when you're allowing yourself to just be in that moment and just allow things to get messy.
It, you reminded me of in the early to mid 90s, I valeted. I actually did ballet over at Harris. And and when it started to rain, you know, at first it was like, man, it's raining. And then when, and it wasn't just me, it was like, the most of the collective, like the people working, we were like, forget this. Then we start like jumping in the puddles and like, being just go outside and just get wet. It's like, we're going to get wet anyway. Like, there's no stopping us getting wet. Half
Hmm.
the cars are parked outside, half the cars are in the garage. We got to line down. We're going to get wet. So why not embrace it and have fun? And then we became like the kid, like jumping in the puddles and having like kicking water fights and like just do that. And it went from a day where like, oh my God, we're all going to get wet. It's horrible. It's raining, to some of the best days I ever had ballet, because
Yeah.
we just tapped into our childlike. We're like tapping into our inner duck.
Yeah.
And embraced it, embrace that moment and that time, and just be in there.
Yeah, so I encourage everybody to just take walks in nature, no matter what the weather is, except for when it's windy. The last couple of days, it's been really windy here in South Jersey. So if you're going to the beach when it's really windy, you're gonna get a lot of sand in your eyes.
Yeah, yeah, I've tackled some of those windy days, even like with my parents in the summertime, going and it's like windy and you're like all bundled up. I call it like you get like pelted, it's like sandpaper, because like the little pieces of the sand just like are like needles hitting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not fun. I like it windy at the beach, but not windy where it's like whipping at you. There's a different like wind. But as a kid, I used to. So when I would get overwhelmed, because my grandma lived in Brigantine, and she was like really close to the beach. I just had like one street to cross, and I was at the beach. So even like the holidays, like November, I remember Thanksgiving, and we do Sunday dinners. We did Sunday dinners at my grandma's all the time. Every Sunday, like the whole clan would show up. So she had 5 kids, my mom and 4 boys, who had spouses, had kids. We would all grow up. The neighborhood, like extended family. There would be sometimes in this house like 20, 25 people, and there's not a lot of space in the way the house was set up for that. But I remember like just being overwhelmed and like, just needing to get out. And I would just disappear. I would just leave the house. And you could get away because there's so many of us. They had no, it would be like, we would be sitting at the table like, have you seen such and such for a while? Is that, is he back? Is Johnny back there? Is he upstairs? Like, this is how it would go. And so like, I knew I was safe by doing this because they wouldn't notice for a while that I would disappear. And I would just disappear and go down to the beach and sit like by the dunes and just watch the water. And my favorite time is when it was just a little windy, where it would like brush against you, and it was like the wind was delivering messages. And I remember doing it as a kid. I did it all the time, and now I do it as an adult. And then I look back and I realize, wow, like when I was really always like it was too intense or overwhelmed, I would just disappear and do this, and it was so natural to do. And then sometimes as we get older, it's not natural because it's like, oh, we should be doing this or we should be doing that. But it is natural. It's our natural to take those breaks, to be in there and just to be in nature wherever it is, whether you're hiking in the woods or you're sitting by a lake or on a rock or up in the mountains. Like, it is natural for us to do that. And if you think back when you were a kid, you may realize how much you used to do it back then compared to what you do now.
Yeah. It's it's healing. It's
It
nature
is.
healing.
It is. Mother Earth will take away all our burdens and stress for us
Hmm.
and help bring us back to our vibration.
Yep.
She is amazing. So,
Yeah.
anything else today? Whew.
No, I think that was good. Yeah, just take that time. I would just say just take that time to just take a 15-minute walk or do something.
Even if it's just stepping outside, you
Yeah.
know,
It's really just
you're,
stepping outside in your backyard too. Like in the summertime, like I would take my meditations out there. It was just so much more peaceful. Listening to anything,
yeah.
the wind,
You know, a lot of people are working
the
at
bees.
home. They could do that, but even if you're in an office,
Mm-hmm.
and I would do that. I would do that when I worked the restaurant business, because you just like when you're in the restaurant business, you're like do 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 do. But you know, being a manager, sometimes you had those down. Like I would just in the middle of a Saturday night. Sometimes it was so much. I would just like I'll be right back, and I would go down the escalators out the door and just like go outside, go to breathe, and then realize there's like 10 million smokers, and then turn around and walk back. But it was like I just needed that, and you know, sometimes you just do. So take those moments, take your bathroom break. You know, smokers will take their smoke breaks and go outside. Non-smokers have to remember to take their little non-smoke break and go outside too.
Yeah.
So, well, great conversation. Thank you for today.
Thank you. We'll see you all soon. Have a great day.
All right.